the Mecca, the cube.
Yeah.
Where did that come from?
It's a pagan artifact. In other words, even the Muslims will tell you that prior to Muhammad, the Arabs were steeped in idolatry. They had about 360 idols. And so they'll admit, yeah, the Kaaba housed idols. The Arabs were idolaters. They worshiped gods and goddesses. And the chief god of the Kaaba, Mecca, was Hubal or Hubble. Hubble is actually Baal. I've documented from Muslim sources. Even scholars of Islam say, yeah, Hubble or Hubal. Hubal means he is Baal. Now, how do we know that Hubble, the chief idol of the Kaaba in Mecca, is Baal? Because the Muslim sources say a man named Amr bin Luhay went to the Amalekites. Says it. He was in the Levant, Syria, Jordan. And in Syria, they gave him the idol of their chief god. And he imported it back to the Kaaba. Well, you know the chief god of the Moabites and Amalekites were? Baal.
Wow.
So what did he bring back?
A false god.
Well, the name was Baal. So the Kaaba was the shrine of Baal. It's Baal worship.
Whoa.
That too is a pagan artifact. But Muslims like to rewrite history. So you ask them, so was it true that at the time Muhammad, the Arabs were pagans and idolaters and they worship gods and goddesses and Hubble was the chief god? They'll say yes. But they'll say, originally Ishmael lived there. And then Abraham came and visited Ishmael. They built the Kaaba as a house of worship. But in time, the descendants of Ishmael corrupted it and added gods and goddesses. So they rewrite history.
That's nowhere to be found in history.
I'll take you to mosque. We'll become Muslim to give you pre-Islamic proof, shred of historical archaeological proof that Ishmael ever lived in Mecca. No evidence whatsoever. Secondly, we don't even have any evidence for Muhammad being a physical descendant of Ishmael. That's based on later tradition, written over 100 years after the Quran was supposedly written. No proof whatsoever that the Arabs where Muhammad descended from in Mecca had any connection to Ishmael, because Ishmael, his mother was Egyptian, Hagar. Genesis 21:21 says, she went and found him a wife from Egypt. His wife was Egypt. His father Abraham wasn't an Arab. He has got nothing to do with Arabs. Abraham is a Hebrew, descendant of Eber, Arphaxad. Eber also means crossover. Mother Egyptian, he's African. No connection with the Arabs of Mecca, because according to their tradition, Ishmael lived there and married a woman from the tribe of Jurhum. Lie, there's no evidence for it.
Yeah.
And he settled the wilderness of Paran. Paran is by Egypt, by Canaan. It ain't in Mecca. So they had to rewrite this history in order to explain how is it a pagan shrine now becomes a house of Allah? Because originally it was built by Abraham and Ishmael. There is no proof.
Yeah.
It was a pagan shrine.
Wow.
That's all it was.